it should definitely
There
be
we go.
red.
Yes. So you've just joined us on yes, it should definitely be red, and pretty much what that was about was the fact that the button to go live is green, and I've always insisted that it should be red because I like to press red buttons, and it should probably have do not press written across it.
Yeah.
It's old.
Now I've done this so many times, and one may have forgot to mute oneself in the old thingy. I was just hearing myself. So yes, good evening. Welcome to JB Live, episode 8, Innocent Bystanders. Quite frankly, because if anybody is watching this, then you are more than likely a bystander to something catastrophic that is going to go down. I'm not going to assume that any of you are actually innocent because I've known most of you for a while, and no, you probably aren't. So shall we do the introductions for the evening? Oh, don't all speak at once.
Suppose so.
Oh, now you've actually joined us. You want to actually try and be a co-host? Come on.
Not really. I just turned up because I had nothing better to do for the evening. I am Fat Boy. Everyone already knows me. So there you go. I'm done.
If you don't know Fat Boy, you can catch him over on the Oxymoron on the Oxymoron gaming channel on the YouTubes, of which is awesome, by the way. I might be slightly biased, but yes.
It's pretty damn awesome.
There's also the start of a Final Fantasy VII Let's Play through where I complain about the amount of dialogue during it.
Which I still haven't watched.
It explains why you haven't mentioned it to me, because I drone on for 20 minutes while they're droning on about it being too much dialogue. But anyway, yes, less self-promotion, more promotion of others. It's very, feng shui around here. Keith.
It's very feng shui if you like Oxymoron gaming.
Do you not like Oxymoron gaming?
Well, tell me more about it, Ryan. What is Oxymoron gaming?
Fucking hell. Are we doing this again?
Oh no, we'll get to the 24-hour live stream bit later.
Well, eventually at some point or other.
Yeah, so, yes. Anyway, Keith, say hello to the people at home or wherever they may be watching us right now.
Yes, good evening, everyone. Welcome again to the utter madness of JB Live. From this point onwards, I don't believe anything that you hear whatsoever. Back to you, Ryan.
Boil your batteries.
Yes, definitely. And microwave them afterwards.
And always dry burn your cotton.
Yes.
Gotta make sure you do that.
Preferably with a torch. You know, one of those little chef's torches? Perfect. You're just going to get it nice and crispy on the outside. Think of it like a creme brulee.
What I said earlier, don't believe a word that you hear whatsoever.
So anyway, I actually have nothing to talk about. So I suppose that's the end of the show, right?
Yeah, we're done. I've got nothing.
Shall we say goodbyes now then?
I suppose we better drivel on about something or other for the next hour or so. Does anybody actually have anything that's been around this week that they want to talk about?
Well, can I complain that I've got to get up at 5 AM tomorrow?
But aren't you going to watch the rugby?
Yeah, England versus Australia.
Yeah.
Let's do this for a moment.
Where England are going to do us a favour or Australia are going to do us a favour.
Either way, but it's going to be a good day.
Either way, it looks like Wales might be going through, but it may be still too early to tell.
That's if Wales have got any players left.
We didn't have anybody injured in the last game.
Finally.
I know, that's basically because Gatland was just like, right, whatever happens, I don't care how fucking injured you are, you don't say you're injured, you're staying on the field because we got nobody else to fucking come on.
Yeah, pretty much.
At this rate, it will just be Gatland on his own, running up and down. I still fancy our chances.
Ah, Ridian's in. Who mentioned Wales, he says.
I mentioned Wales
Hiya, Ridders.
because I am at this very moment outnumbered, but still
Somehow
winning.
not outgunned.
I'm never outgunned. I have my sharp wit and stony demeanour. And Danish beer.
Brewed in the UK.
Yeah, because everything has to be brewed in the UK. I especially love like the export beers you can buy over here because they're all brewed over here.
Yeah.
There's nothing export about it other than the recipe, and the export shit is the stuff that you sell to the rest of the world because it's not good enough for the home country.
Yeah, that's pretty much right.
Yes, speaking of beer.
As long as we beat the English, we don't care. Well, we've already beat the English. We practically won the World Cup. That's it. That's us done. It's good. I think it's been a good World Cup so far. I don't think it's been as exciting as the Japan game because I think that was a really, really good game of rugby. All round, it was just a really good game.
The one thing I have noticed about this World Cup so far is nobody can catch a ball. There's balls just being thrown everywhere and nobody's grabbing them.
Yeah, because I was thinking to you. Yeah, I mean, let's face it. I mean, if it was a football World Cup, then there would be a lot of ball grabbing going on, mainly in the locker room and maybe when nobody's looking. But
You know exactly what I meant.
yeah, I mean, because I was watching the Canada game, and Canada could have won that the other day if they would have actually been able to keep hold of the ball.
Yeah, they dropped it constantly.
I mean, granted, the referee was a twat and didn't know the rules. In fact, was making them up at one point.
Yeah. I was like, shouting at the TV going, what the fuck is this guy smoking?
So good evening, Rillian. And Rillian also says the reffing, apart from Nigel Owens, has been atrocious. I would say, to be fair, I mean that's the one thing that's let this World Cup down is the level of refereeing is pretty bad.
It has been a bit all over the place.
Yeah, kind of making the rules up as you go along is not in the rule book. There are rules. They got numbers, and some of them have even got letters after the number.
It's like, oh, we'll just play advantage for 20 minutes and shit like that.
Yeah,
Then,
I mean,
like the next referee will play advantage for like 3 seconds.
yeah, advantage over.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, it's still going to be an interesting World Cup. If England don't beat Australia, then they're pretty much out of it.
Pretty much.
You know, failing something.
Does that mean everybody will stop going on about it then?
No,
Probably.
no, because then you were near the end of it from the Welsh.
Oh god, yeah, fuck.
All I'm saying. I said to you before the World Cup that we'd do alright. I also told you that we'd beat England.
Yeah, well. We'll pick another subject, because we for some reason we're talking about sports on the internet.
Yeah.
Just not on.
No.
Well, we're not talking about sport in general, are we? We're talking about the sport.
Well, yeah.
The only sport that matters.
Actually, there is the F1. Oh, that's different.
Yeah, but if they keep changing the rules for the F1 to make it safer and safer, eventually it's just going to be a bloody simulator looking tournament.
What was it? I posted about it on Facebook. I think it was yesterday. Jenson Button is staying with McLaren Honda for next season. Yeah, because that £4 million is the only reason he'll ever drive that shitbox of a car. Because nobody wants to drive it anymore. It's that bad.
Yeah, I mean, because I remember when people like Red Bull and stuff came in, and they were never doing well, and then all of a sudden they've actually got a decent car.
Yeah, it's because we had the technical directors and stuff from Ferrari, because a lot of them moved to Red Bull.
And they did alright.
Well,
Yeah.
they won a couple of seasons.
Yeah. So, I mean, my problem with F1 is they keep changing it to make it more level, and then not only level, they've got to try and make it safer. And I get the safer part.
Basically, I know what your problem is with F1. Bernie Eccleston.
Pretty much.
He's a fucking cockend.
There was
Bernie,
noth-
if you're watching this, sue me.
I would just like to comment that Fat Boy's personal choice of words there have nothing to do and do not reflect on Oxymoron Gaming in any way, shape or form.
We
Sorry.
get money from getting sued.
Oxymoron Gaming LLC.
You still need to get that sorted, actually.
Yeah, no. Not a conversation for a live internet feed.
No, not really. Keith, you got a topic for us?
Not particularly.
He's just enjoying sitting there listening to us two waffle on about things that don't really matter.
Yeah.
That's what JV Live is, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, but usually interesting things that don't really matter.
Oh, has anybody been watching Gotham?
Yes.
Have you watched the second episode?
Is that on at the moment?
Yeah, it's just started back.
On what channel?
I don't know.
No.
Fox US. Yeah, I've watched episode 2.
Might be able to watch that on Cody probably.
Yeah.
Oh, it'll be on Cody.
That's how I watched it, so. But yes, I have been watching that.
Yes, and then we got The Flash and Arrow starting up this week as well.
I'll tell you now. Yeah, Flash in 4 days, 5 hours.
And Arrow the day after.
Something like that. I haven't got Arrow in my list at the minute because I give up with it again.
I've also got back into watching Lost Girl.
No idea.
Never watched that.
It's about a succubus.
Has anybody actually sat and watched Mr. Robot yet?
No.
Fuck's sake.
I have like important shit to do.
Yeah, like watch Mr. Robot. It's awesome.
I have that many programs I'm supposed to be watching.
Aren't you still watching through Buffy the Vampire Slayer again?
And it finished.
You finished it.
It was a competition between Angel and Firefly. Guess who won?
Firefly.
Well,
Stupid question.
Well, I still want to do that thing that we talked about with Firefly.
Oh, do the weekly watch and commentate kind of thing.
But we know that it'll end up being us having to watch the entire series every week.
Yeah, pretty much, because we'll end up like basically binging it every time.
Which is why I think we need to set aside a couple of days when neither of us is doing anything, watch it, record our little bit, then go watch the other one, then record our little bit, and then go watch the other one and record our bit. Either that or we do an Oxymoron commentary.
Basically, the DVD commentary.
Hmm.
I think that before actually, yeah. Yeah, we shouldn't really be talking business on Chiffy Live, really.
It's fine, nobody watches Oxymoron anyway.
No, they really don't.
I don't see how binging on Firefly is a bad thing. It's not. I would never insinuate that binging on Firefly is a bad thing. In fact, it's very good for you. It's a good story that gives you morals.
Many feels.
can't argue with that.
Many feels.
It's just Serenity is not canon, in my opinion.
Serenity is just a fever dream. That's all it is.
Yep, I'll go with that.
That's what Josh Whedon said, and Josh Whedon would know. It's his thing, so Josh Whedon said that, so that's what we're going with. Although the guys from Firefly actually make a good, not a good living, but they make a good life out of just going around to the conventions and stuff.
3 of them are. They've just started. I think they just started releasing it. I can't remember.
Con Man.
Yeah.
Alan Tudyk wrote, directed, and starred in, and Nathan Fillion's in it. And well, quite a lot of big names are in it. Even Ron Perlman's in it.
Yeah.
What happened to that crowdfunding thing that they were doing a while back?
That's
That
what we're on
was
about.
Conman.
Was it?
Mm.
Alright.
Releases early next year, I think.
2 seconds. I will be able to tell you.
I think it was you that put me onto that, wasn't it, Roy?
Yes, I did share the video quite a lot. Ridian, you're on about Nathan Fillion, and yes, he was fantastic in Firefly, and he's also fantastic in Castle, but nothing will ever live up to his role as, I can't remember what he was called now, I think Joe or something like that, Joey, in Two Guys, a Girl and Pizza Place.
Yes.
He played a handyman who was in it for one episode, and then the director was like, I like you, we're going to write you in.
Yeah.
He was also in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yes. Which they were talking about bringing a sequel out to.
Yeah, well, they will do, because it did really, really well at the box office. And the home DVD market as well, incidentally. It's like, a lot of people say these comic book films and stuff wouldn't do well originally because the people who would watch them would pirate them and not actually own them.
Seriously don't know what you're talking about, mate.
No, me either.
Unfortunately, the people that like them, people buy them for these people, even though they may or may not have copies of everything running around on hard drives or in cloud storage somewhere. Probably not a good idea to use cloud storage. All I'm saying is that stuff does get checked every now and then.
Yeah. Microsoft's shit on it with OneDrive.
No, Alan Tudyk wasn't in Guardians of the Galaxy. Nathan Fillion was in Guardians of the Galaxy. Alan Tudyk was actually in the Scorch Trials, a follow-up to the Maze Runner.
Which I still haven't watched, Scorch Trials.
I watched it last night with Ree, and was like, oh yeah, Alan Tudyk's in this. I forgot about that.
That's all you remembered from the whole movie?
Well, I remembered a bit more. It's a bit more coherent than the original one, because the original film...
Not really hard.
The original film, I had no idea what was going on 90% of the time, even to the point where I actually went and read the book just to know what was going on. And yeah, still don't know what was going on. So apparently I've now got to read the prequels, but I can't read the prequels because he's only released one of them, and if I'm going to read them, I'm going to read them both.
Well, yeah, there's no point, like, half-arsing it, really.
Also great as Captain Hammer. Yes. If you've never seen it, Dr. Horrible is fantastic.
I keep meaning to watch it.
He's also in Rogue One.
Hang on, I'm getting confused because we're talking about Alan Tudyk and Nathan Fillion at the same time. Ah, there we go, Alan Tudyk. Alan Tudyk's in a lot.
He's getting around. You know what I mean?
Because he did a brilliant film, Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
Yeah.
Absolutely love that film. The whole wood chipper bit is fantastic. If anybody's not seen it, Tucker and Dale versus Evil is basically two guys, and I can't remember they inherit or they buy this cabin in the woods.
They inherit it from what I remember.
I've just been told they buy it.
Oh, alright, I've been fucking told.
And then these kids think they're creepy, like backwater hillbilly killers, and then hilarity ensues, and by a series of accidents, all these kids get killed off one by one. It's good fun. And all the time, Tucker and Dale are just like trying to help these kids and be nice, and then, so, yeah, it's fun. It's a really good film. If you haven't watched it, you really should. Also go watch Cabin in the Woods, just because. I have a list of films that you should watch just because.
Yeah, we should just start, like, actually listing these films on a Google document somewhere.
Well, it's like, you remember a while back you asked me for some films to watch, and I gave you...
Oh, fucking yeah, I'm still working through that list, I think.
And that was only what I could think of off the top of my head.
Oh yeah.
A Boy and a Dog is a fantastic apocalyptic film, and if you ever get the
Still haven't
chance,
watched it. I'm sorry.
dude,
I did love the crap out of Tank Girl though.
Tank Girl's awesome.
It's the funniest film ever.
How was I watching? And it had the woman who played Jet Girl in it, because I had such a thing about Jet Girl when I was younger.
Betty was it?
That's it. No, didn't she play Tank Girl? I can't remember who played who.
And I think Laurie Petty was Tank Girl, I think.
Yes. Keith is right.
Yeah, Laurie Petty was Tank Girl, because she played it perfectly to
Yes.
the fucking letter. I mean, I grew up reading Tank Girl stuff, so 2000 AD, man, it was a brilliant fucking thing. But yeah,
Brilliant.
it's not as good as it used to be, man.
Mm.
Gotta admit, I mean, I read one on the way up to Vape Fest. And other than the Dread story, I wasn't really that interested in anything else that was in there. ABC Warriors wasn't in there. I like ABC Warriors, man.
I think it's like
Watts was Jet Girl.
I'm trying to figure out who was Jet Girl. As soon as I see a name, I'll remember. Oh, Naomi Watts. Because I saw something with her in recently, and I was like, that's Naomi Watts. And then I got told, yes, that's Naomi Watts. What was she in? She was in Insurgent. Maybe it was Insurgent. I don't even know anymore. Anyway, let's sod that off. Let's get back to what we were doing. What were we doing?
chatting shit.
Oh yeah.
Oh, fucking hell.
Radiant says Cabin in the Woods was a letdown. Chris Hemsworth with a skinhead. Have you got a thing about men with long hair, Radiant? Because if you have, it's perfectly fine. We don't judge.
Aaron says you're thinking of Kate Winslet.
What? Kate Winslet?
Who?
Radiant has man crush on 4.
I'm out. Ciao. This conversation's going to get really weird.
Yes, I think it is.
I quite like, Black Widow. She scares me a little, but kind of like that.
That whole, fear boner thing.
But yeah, I mean, it's kind of a weird thing. 4 is 4.
Really?
This is a man who wants to be a politician.
He'd do well then.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, do cool girls dress up like 4 anymore? It's pretty much what politicians do all day, right? They just sit in hotel rooms with cool girls. Occasionally turn up to Parliament.
See, turning up to Parliament, I don't believe in.
It depends how much explosive you packed underneath the seats.
See, now I'll turn up, because I want to see that.
Just not inside the building opposite. Behind, bulletproof glass.
I'll be fine.
The building a few streets away.
No, I'll be fine. You know what I'll do? I'll put a hard hat on and a high-vis jacket. I'll be perfectly safe.
You forgot about your steel toe cap boots.
Oh yeah, I'll end up getting my feet blown off.
EMQs is an urban myth. It's not an urban myth, but nobody watches it because it's boring.
What? And
Prime Minister's questions. Because it doesn't matter who the Prime Minister is, they never answer anything honestly anyway.
Well, no, they answer it with another question.
So, Prime Minister, your thoughts on the economy? It's fucked.
It is well and truly fucked. Would you like to elaborate on how you're going to fix it? No.
Hammer.
I'll chase it down the street with an axe, maybe.
We could become the world leaders in the production and design of hammers. Put some aerodynamic fins on the side of one to allow for swifter movement.
Lightweight handles, you know, carbon fibre.
Oh yeah, you got to have carbon fibre. Reduces the shock as well, you know.
Not
Don't
really.
want to get...
Carbon fibre is the worst thing dealing with shock because it shatters when it's shocked. This is why we'll make a load, because they'll have to keep buying new hammers because they keep exploding in their hands.
Exactly.
And we'll also have a deal with bandage companies.
Bandage companies, glove companies, and eye protection companies.
Perfect.
Sounds like a plan.
Eventually, you are going to need one hammer per nail.
That's if you're lucky. That's if you haven't dropped it before then.
No, Ridian. Different hammer. Technically, that doesn't have to be a hammer either. That can actually take the shape of or form of anything that it...
I will say though, I have actually done something very similar because I've got the hammer mod. I have actually used it as a hammer before. It works better as a hammer than an actual mechanical mod.
I was going to say, there's that much voltage drop on them, you might as well use it as a hammer.
I fixed the voltage drop for about 30 minutes and then it was just fucked again. It's something to do with the spring in it. I'm not going out and get a proper spring for it.
You need an aviation spring.
No, it needs to be a brass spring used out of a Yale lock.
Specific?
Very.
I've looked into it, that's why.
Well, Yale do make exceedingly good locks.
This is true.
Well, yeah, but the trick to get around a Yale lock, just kick the door through. Fuck the lock, just door through.
Yeah, you'll never bust the lock, but the door's only made of wood.
Exactly. That's what I've never understood. It's like, oh, we'll put a really good lock on a wooden door made of plywood. It's like, huh.
That's why back in the day, man, doors used to be made out of oak.
I know.
You ain't getting through that shit.
Yeah,
Well,
maybe a chainsaw. But then it's a bit noisy.
I've seen somebody set fire to an oak log before.
Oh yeah, it'll burn for hours.
It was still there in the morning.
Sorry. Aaron Dinsdale. Next time on Learning with JV, how to pick locks with crap vaping devices. Yeah, I reckon we could.
Picking a lock isn't actually that difficult. All you need is what they call a force key, and then you just
bump key.
Yeah. You put it in, give it a smack, and then you just turn it.
Yeah, pretty much.
They're pretty much single-use items.
I've seen somebody get through a lock using basically made a bump key out of tin foil and a paperclip. I was amazed at that. It's like, well, fuck it, I'm gonna have to buy new locks because that just messed up how easy it was.
Well, what pisses me off is you see it in the films and they do it with hair clips, right? Now you can't do that in modern times because modern hair clips have all got this little ball on the end of them, so you have to take that off. It takes longer to get that off than it would to just kick the fucking door down.
Exactly.
It's like if you're trying to get into a drawer in a cabinet and it's only that one drawer that's locked, don't worry about it. Take the drawer out that's underneath and then just pop the bottom.
I learned that from the film War Games. You know the film.
I know the film.
Yes.
War Games and The Wizard, man. Two of the films I was brought up with.
I was brought up with War Games and it's still one of my favourite films. Because it's like, a lot of it's technically correct. and then a bunch of it just really isn't.
But it's going to have that sort of element of unrealistic shit to it, because otherwise everybody would know how to hack into, weapon silos.
Yeah.
The DEF CON Hacker Convention in Las Vegas has detailed lockpicking classes and lockpicking competitions. Yeah, because lockpicking isn't illegal. In fact, a lot of locksmiths know how to pick a lock.
They just refuse to do it. It's easy to drill.
Yeah, it's quicker to drill a lot of times.
But also the reason it happens at DEF CON is because obviously you've got a bunch of hackers. They technically don't want to be sitting around hacking things, so by doing locks and stuff, they can do it legally.
Well, actually, while we're on the subject of hackers, let's talk about actual hacking compared to hacking that you see in the movies. When you've got a guy with like 6 screens, all of them with like really intricately designed GUIs, and he's typing on like 4 keyboards.
It reminds NCIS has the worst version of that.
2 people on 1 keyboard.
Yeah, 2 idiots, 1 keyboard. And then the guy unplugs the computer. No, it's the monitor cable. Oh, it's so bad.
But the thing is, I mean, I don't know if anybody's ever tried to play piano with somebody else, like 4 hands on a piano. It's a really weird thing to do, because like playing it on your own is fine because you know what you're doing next, but you've got to get your timing spot on. Hacking, isn't that the adverb for New Zealand rugby dance? I'm not saying a word because like those people scare me. Like proper Maoris and proper Samoans.
Just no. You don't want to start a fight with them.
I knew a Samoan guy once who would never back down from a fight. Which, it was the good thing that he was like 6'4" and probably about 6'7" tall. So he was built like a brick shithouse. In fact, he was built like a fucking bunker.
Brick shithouses were built after him.
Yeah, they basically designed them in his image.
It's like, oh, we need to make a shithead that he can use, basically.
Better crack out the titanium.
Yeah.
Oh, we could talk about Mars.
Oh yeah, they found water on Mars, didn't they? Salt water, specifically. That's about as much as I've actually looked into it. I will say the announcement was the driest thing since, the old theory of Mars.
I don't know, that's the announcement when we could get it to actually play properly.
Oh god, the buffering. Who uses Ustream? For fuck's sake, NASA.
Like I said, YouTube have got this whole streaming shit down. Well, kinda, but...
It's better than Ustream. Twitch would have been better. And Twitch own Ustream.
Yeah, but you know why they don't make that very public.
Ustream sucks.
Yeah. And Fatboy and myself were talking about this when everything went down, and we both went to the same place pretty much straight away. We want some Martian salt for cooking.
Yes. I want Martian salt for some cooking. I want to be like Elzar from Futurama, just going bam with a spice weasel. You know what I mean?
Is that what you're calling it these days? Keith, your thoughts on salt water on Mars?
What impact is that going to have on anything, really?
What does all life require?
Yes,
water.
Obviously, but still isn't going to make any difference to anything.
Well, it will when we send people up in a couple of years' time, because they got to go and live on Mars for God knows how long. So.
Well, it's a one-way trip most of the time. Most of the series have been.
Although, as I was watching the NASA stream before the thing started, because some prick gave me the wrong fucking time, they were talking about being able to harvest something from the atmosphere of Mars to actually
Yeah, because isn't most of Mars's atmosphere carbon dioxide anyway?
Yeah.
So theoretically, if you took plants, you could create oxygen. That kind of thing, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Theoretically.
It would take a very, 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 very long time.
Well, obviously, you're not going to terraform the planet, but you could make basically like biodomes kind of thing.
Oh yeah, well you'd have to start biodomes anyway and you'd still have to wear a suit in them probably for about a year.
Yeah.
Even if it's not a full suit, even if it's just a rebreather or an oxygen mask of some description. Yes, just ask Matt Damon because he's just done that new film, The Martian, which is supposed to be quite good. I do want to see it. It's about a guy who is on a manned mission to Mars and he gets stranded on Mars because they leave without him. Who just so happens to be Matt Damon, so kind of understand why they leave without him.
Yeah, I would have left him.
Well, no, there was an accident as they were saying, and they think he's dead, so they just leave without him. And then he manages to send a message and stuff, and it's like, then at one point he's gardening potatoes on Mars.
Because everybody needs Martian vodka. That's what that's about.
I might start drinking vodka again.
What if we get Martian vodka?
Yeah. David says, well, if they find oil, the US will go liberate them.
I just read that myself.
Aaron says, how long before terraforming actually becomes a thing? The problem is, with the current technology, I would guesstimate it would probably take about 1,000 years to terraform even a third or even a quarter of Mars. It's a slow process because you've got to add stuff to the environment slowly, and then it would have to start in biodomes that were producing enough, and then you've just got to have enough biodomes and then hope that when you open these biodomes up, there's going to be enough of a pocket of atmosphere around it that it's, because you've got to basically give the atmosphere to the entire planet all at the same time. There's no easy, like, yeah, you can go to this part of the planet because it's terraformed. You can't go to this part because it's not.
Understandable. When was this stream announced this water on Mars? Then?
Monday.
Yeah, Monday.
Yes, Ridian, I do remember the trailer, and also I kind of started reading the book a while back, but not that long ago actually. Probably when the movie was announced, I think I started reading some of the book. Yeah, no, but I mean, terraforming, I don't ever think it's going to be what we've envisioned in science fiction. I don't think it's going to be press of a button and congratulations.
It's just
not
simply, it's not
feasible.
going to be possible within our lifetime, not by a long shot. Really.
So what do you think is going to be possible in our lifetime?
3D porn.
Already.
I know.
I think what's very feasible in our lifetime is manned missions to Mars and back, but I also think not a colony, but definitely probably a research center or something on Mars. But
It's an outpost. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if they put the American flag up, then I'm out.
Yeah.
What about something closer to home, like on the moon or something like that?
David says iPhone 300s. That's probably more than likely in the next 20 years.
More than likely in the next 20 weeks.
Closer to home, will be possible in our lifetime.
Infinite internet speed.
That's physically not possible.
Don't tell me it's not possible. Just make it happen. That's your job. That's what.
That's
you're
not my
paid for.
goddamn job. You go argue with Einstein, all right?
Einstein was wrong, man.
No, he wasn't.
Right, theory of relativity. The theory of relativity relies on the fact that the speed of light is constant, where the speed of light varies only by a slight variance,
Wrong.
but it does vary.
Wrong. The theory of relativity works on the principle that light is a constant speed in a vacuum. That's what a lot of people forget about, in a vacuum.
Yes.
Because yes, you can slow down light in water through a prism, all sorts of things.
But only minutely
Well,
anyway.
you can't slow down light in a vacuum. It's not possible.
Yeah. But I don't think we'll ever see faster than light travel. I'm not going to volunteer to be jumping in a ship and going through any fucking wormholes.
Yeah,
Because we don't know whether wormholes are wormholes or actually just black holes. And I'm not volunteering to go into a fucking black hole.
I don't know. It'd be a pretty metal way to die. Just like as you go in, it's like fuck you.
I mean, really, if you could harness the power of black hole, it'd be a brilliant way to do your packing for holiday. You wouldn't even need to take luggage with you.
It's like
Just
fuck it. Yeah. We just end up using the black hole as a giant dustbin.
I think more than likely in the next 10 or 15 years we'll find more ingenious ways to kill each other.
That's just the human method, you know? That's what we've been doing for thousands of years.
I will remind everybody of one thing Einstein said that he was most definitely not wrong on, which is when he stated, "I do not know what weapons we will be using to fight World War III, but I will tell you now that World War IV will be fought with sticks and stones."
Yep.
So save your bottle caps, people.
Save your bottle caps and play some more Fallout because you're gonna need the practice. And talking of Fallout, yeah, random segue here. 10th of November, the Fallout 4 stream is the Not Talk.
Is there?
I'm pretty sure there is.
I was not made aware of this.
Yeah, I've heard something about that as well.
I know people keep asking me about this so-called 10th of November stream. I'm busy. I'm not even playing Fallout 4. I'm doing something else.
Fuck off.
Yes, our Lord and Saviour Todd Howard has decided that it is time for Fallout 4 to come out on the 10th of November. So, on the 10th of November, starting at 9 PM on www.twitch.tv/Oxymoron Gaming 1. Still need to chase up that prick who's got Oxymoron Gaming in them. I will be doing a 24-hour live stream of Fallout 4 on my Todd. Nobody else.
There.
You'll be there. Yeah. People will be jumping in and out of Skype, but I will be on my Todd playing this game. I can't stop at any point and give the control pad to somebody else and go and take a nap. I'm doing 24 hours straight.
Don't sound so depressed about it. Go on. It was your idea.
It's gonna be fucking awesome.
What was it? Hour 18. It's gonna be dodgy jokes. Hour 18. We get banned from Twitch.
That's fine. I've already set up a secondary Twitch channel.
I'm not even mad.
To go along with my actual Twitch channel that I use for testing streams and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's still got more followers than Oxymoron.
Oh, what the fuck?
But yeah, it'll be fun, so you should all come and join. Yeah, Oxymoron is a massive American clothing company, so good luck. Yeah, but we're talking Oxymoron Gaming. We're an entertainment company. Well, I call it entertainment, but we're not actually that entertaining. So we actually live in different worlds, so the Oxymoron tag is perfectly fine. In fact, I've already registered, so fuck them.
Win.
So I do things without telling you.
And we own a website anyway, for Oxymoron Gaming.
Yeah. But always gaming. Oxymoron Gaming. It's not going to be all about gaming, but yeah. That's another good thing. Now we've got people we can actually talk to. What would you like to see in a YouTube channel, focusing mainly on gaming and pop culture? Keith, what would you like to see? And don't say more of me, because I know you'd like to see more of me.
Keep your top on.
Yeah, definitely keep your fucking top on.
I'm wearing two.
I'd
I
like
got my
to see
Marvel top.
live PC building, Ryan.
No.
No.
No, that's not available to air anywhere. I was actually watching a video. I was going to send Martin a link. With
There's
the
one on the
tag,
actual Oxymoron channel of me and Graham, like, fixing the old shitbox. It's just a lot of swearing for 20 minutes.
because I was watching a video and somebody was putting a computer together with his 3-year-old.
Linus from Linus Tech Tips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was going to send it you, and I was going to go, this is what it's like to build a computer with me.
Yeah, you're the 3-year-old.
Yeah.
Which way does the processor go in? It only goes in one way. How the fuck did you put it in upside down, and why does it work?
You should know by now that with me, you never ask how something is actually working if I've done it the wrong way. Just be happy that it's working.
And I'm not on call to fix it.
Yeah. But this is my fuck up. If I build it and fuck it up, it's my fuck up.
And it'll probably do things that it was never intended to do.
Like work.
Yeah. So,
Come on, it's an AMD build, you know.
I can tell you one thing it's not going to be doing, and that's running Battlefield 4.
Well, why the hell would you want to play that fucking shithole of a game?
Well, I'm going to say that's through personal choice, not actually limitations of the
I
system.
own it, and I want my money back. That's fucking bad. I'd rather play Battlefield 3, it plays better.
I'd rather play Battlefield 1942.
Yeah, but you try to get it working on a modern computer.
Clunky as fuck,
Yep.
but it was fucking awesome. Man, kids today, they don't know what they got.
They don't know how bad like the control schemes really were. So when I tried to play a wrestling game on the PS2, and it's like this makes fuck all sense here.
Oh, and circle was grab, and triangle was run, and square was block, I think, and X was strike.
Yeah, and then the right stick was taunt for some reason.
Yeah, because people don't use the right stick, man. It's just nobody ever uses the right stick unless it's an FPS game or a first-person game of some description. Nobody ever really uses the right stick, other than camera control.
Yeah, but
So,
still.
what did I get the other day? Oh, I got Red Alert 2.
Oh yeah, it's free with Origins on the house, isn't it?
Yes. Playing that. I'm not very good at Red Alert anymore.
You've lost your touch.
Man, back in the day, I couldn't go wrong with that game, but now I spend too much time online playing Cards Against Humanity on downtime. We really do need to get another Cards Against Humanity game going, man.
That's what I'm just talking about now, actually. Like, 'cause we usually use Tabletop Simulator, don't we?
That was good fun. That was really... Your brother went to a really dark place, but it was really good fun.
Yeah. It's the thing is with Tabletop Simulator, it's you've got to like literally herd cats to get everybody set up and ready.
Yes.
It's not too bad
That's
now
your job.
anymore because as long as the host has got the game files, it's fine.
Yeah, but that's your job.
Fucking thanks.
That's what you're there for. You're the technical supervisor of Oxymoron Gaming. I'm just, I just work here. Like, I mop the floors occasionally.
Fucking
Usually when I
occasionally.
Usually when I spilt something. Sounds like a VTTV show. Now,
It's
Ridian.
originality.com.
Yeah, I mean, I actually really like Cards Against Humanity because if you don't know whether you should be friends with somebody, you should play Cards Against Humanity.
Yeah, if you can like make each other like gasp in horror at what has just been said, that's how you know you're friends.
Gasp in horror and then laugh hysterically.
Yes.
I'm not a big laughing person, but the entire time we played Cards Against Humanity, I was laughing my fucking arse off. So you know that shit was funny.
Yeah. I think
In
I've still
fact,
got...
why is the video not on YouTube?
I don't know. There was a reason for it. Oh, we
Could
never
we not-
recorded it. We played
No,
it,
we-
but we never
That
recorded
would be the reason then.
it.
No, we streamed to Twitch.
Well, it's gone now, because that was ages ago.
Well, even more excuse to have a Cards Against Humanity. We should do a monthly Cards Against Humanity.
Or just a monthly tabletop night.
Hmm.
And we just have a random
That'd be
game.
cool. Speaking of tabletop, now would probably be a good time to plug Mr. Kraken on a Monday night.
Oh, you got to plug Kraken, are you? Alright. Come on, it was easy.
You'd know all about Easy. Thank you very much. Yeah, Mr. Kraken on a Monday night does host a game of D&D 5th edition. We're currently playing Out of the Abyss, and I've been stripped naked and thrown in a prison cell.
That's not even the first time that's happened.
Not even the first time that's happened this week. Put it this way, if you've ever watched Prison Break, that's fucking nothing.
It's just Dwarven Break, that's what really the show is.
Oh man, I'm going to have to go and watch some Prison Break to make a load of references on Monday. Either that or go and watch The Rock. But then that's got Nicolas Cage in it.
Oh god. Maybe not.
Stick to Prison Break.
Yeah, I'll stick to Prison Break. But also Oxymoron have one on a Wednesday night, which isn't being broadcast at the moment, but is being recorded in podcasty type format, and it will be available for everybody to watch at some point when I get my ass into gear and actually put it online.
I don't know what he's on about with D&D for Oxy-gaming, honest.
I have 2 new players joining us this week. Maybe
It's because I never
3.
fucking turn up.
I know, I've had to expand the party.
What was the whole point anyway?
But, well, put it this way, Rod might be having... Oh, try porridge, that's not a bad idea.
What?
Porridge.
Oh, references, yeah, now I get it now.
It's a good idea, actually.
I fucking love porridge. Didn't
Yeah.
like going straight too much. That was not a great series. Porridge was brilliant though. But yeah, so yeah, Rod might end up dying at some point.
Yeah, I've been saying for like 3 months where you just goddamn kill him because I'm kind of sick of the character myself.
Well, do you want to play a new character?
Yeah, pretty much.
Do you want to actually play?
I do, but I just need to make a new character. And I won't be free till Monday now. Actually, no. Ah, shit, I can't join Wednesday. Sorry. Maybe the Wednesday after that.
Has Fatboy got another date?
Yes, but anyway, moving on.
It's fine. It's fine. Everybody knows. We made it public last week.
I know. Wait, you did it on fucking JV?
Yeah.
You fucking dick!
Everybody was quite shocked, and I was just reassuring them that you're actually quite a nice bloke, and that it's nice that you found somebody to share
I wouldn't say
those
nice.
No,
those sorts of quiet moments with. Somebody did mention something about a guide dog, but I can't remember who that was.
You're a bunch of dicks. For some reason, that's why I hang around with you on the internet.
You knew I'd mention it.
I knew you were gonna do something.
Well, for some of us who've been in committed relationships for longer than we can remember. It's nice to
I
see
have a
people.
date with with a microwave again. I don't even own a microwave.
Nobody needs a microwave. But yes, going back to comments. Radiant says sounds like VTTV. That was heard in Cats. Ashley says damn VTTV.
Does anybody like VTTV anymore?
No, Ash is on about the changes VTTV is going through. I have no idea.
No idea. Someone let me in on that.
yeah, we're changing quite a bit actually.
I did actually pop into VTTV. Was it last night?
Is that about when we're talking about all the changes?
I don't know. I only popped in briefly and then I went to go and watch films.
Does someone want to like fill me in on these supposed changes? Not that I actually give a shit, but
It's not worth
You could-
doing then, is it?
it gives me something to bitch about that I don't really care about.
See, Sam's in now, look, so you better watch what you're saying.
gonna say,
Well,
just-
this is awkward.
Hiya, Sav.
No, you don't watch VTTV, that's fine. I don't watch it very often, but I do try and watch it when there's important shit going on. And at the moment, there's a lot of important shit going on. So I think usually we don't talk about vaping, but it is probably a good time to actually recap people on what's been going on this week in the vaping news. Just a quick recap, if you could, please, Keith, as you probably know a lot more than I do.
Recap of vaping news.
Yes.
You're asking the wrong person, mate.
Right, we had the handover, didn't we?
Yes, we had the Totally Wicked handover on Tuesday at 11 AM. Totally Wicked were in court, I think it was yesterday, was it? I think they were in the European Court of Justice yesterday,
Believe so.
giving their case. So we have to see what happens there. I don't even think it was for a whole hour, David. I think they were only in there for about 20 minutes, half an hour.
Seriously?
It's how these things work. There's a lot of
They only gave their evidence, so to speak, and then they have to wait for the EC court's judgment, so to speak, and so we've got to wait to see what comes of that.
basically they have to put their evidence in to see if it can be taken further.
Yeah. There was also the debate in the Welsh Parliament on their whole banning vaping in open public spaces, enclosed public spaces, sorry. So there was the debate in the Welsh Parliament for that. I think that was yesterday or Thursday. I think Ridian can confirm that in chat.
Yesterday was Thursday.
Sorry,
Yes.
yesterday or Wednesday then.
Yes.
That was going on as well.
So this is the part of the show where I do something which is quite abnormal for myself.
Ridian says December the 17th is when the Advocate General gives the report and advice to the judges. That will be for the Totally Wicked legal challenge.
Right. this is the important bit, and I'm going to be deadly serious for a moment. So I want you to all sit back in shock and awe as I actually say something seriously.
Go on then.
Just because this challenge has already gone in doesn't mean that you can stop doing what we're doing. We've still got to be fighting for it, and we've still got to carry on doing what we're doing. We can't stop. But now is a very important time. When any of you take to social media to try and protect vaping, you must understand that you cannot attack individuals. No matter their view or their biased points of view, you cannot attack them verbally or, threaten physical violence on these people. You can't wish any harm to them. It will not help our case. You must just present the facts in a polite and well-meaning manner. You can't just physically go on to social media and be a complete and utter arse just because you're trying to protect what you love. It's not. It doesn't work like that. Your online presence now is more important than it has ever been, and you need to make sure that it is a positive presence and not a negative presence.
So
Very
basically,
well said, sir.
And that's the end of the series.
yeah, don't let me or talk for any of you.
Why
Because
do you,
we'll cause some serious problems.
why do you think I've disabled my vaping-related Twitter account?
Smart man.
I mean, that David brings up a good point. The cloud videos are fine and dandy, but there's no point going out and being an arse about vaping in general. If you go into a place, just fucking ask.
That's all you have to do. Ask. A lot of places say, actually, yeah, it's fine. Or, no. Oh, sorry, mate. And then just don't do it.
A lot of it's about being just courtesy, basically.
It's a common courtesy that every single one of us should be capable of. If you were brought up right, you should all have a common courtesy. Okay, now, man, you're only an hour and a bit late.
I know, but it's,
Welcome back, Brian.
it's still freezing.
Fucking what the...
Don't know why it's doing it.
Have you tried taking the computer out back and, like, just putting a shotgun shell through it?
I think I should do that next. It's really doing my nutting.
If it doesn't fix it, it'll make you feel better.
So yes, everybody, make sure you're not an arse. If you're an arse, I shall find you. And if I find you being an arse, there'll be trouble. Place with a terrible leveling system. It's quite a balanced leveling system, though.
Not really.
It takes 365 days to get to the next level, sorry.
That's a bit of a grind, though, you gotta admit.
I know, tell me about it. I'm nearly level 29.
Ah, you old fucker.
Alright, calm your tits.
Definitely.
Back in my day, computers had tubes. They actually did. I'm not even lying. I wish I was.
I'm not that much younger than you.
I know. But you always make it seem like there's about 10 years difference.
I know.
Back in my day, computers had valves.
Back in your day, Chief, computers had ink ribbons. It was called typewriters.
Yeah.
According to some of the people in the comments, back in my day, a girlfriend had a valve. But yeah, that's just going back on some of these shitty comments I've had.
Yeah, because you said she's a real human female, and then Ash said, but the big question is, does she have a valve?
Bunch of dicks.
Oh yeah. By the way, David started playing Guild Wars.
Oh yeah, I saw something about this in JV Social.
So Sean has already beat us to the punch. I've not been playing for a while because I haven't actually played anything for a while. I think the last game I was playing was Fallout 3, and yeah.
Yeah, I haven't played much Guild Wars 2 in a while.
What about you, Ryan? I haven't played anything for a while either. Not at the time.
Well, I mean, I've always got a Bethesda game on the go.
That's a given.
Screw you, man. I love them. They're brilliant.
I'm trying to think what the hell the last game. Oh, Metal Gear. That's what I've been playing lately. I'm still at only like 13%.
Oh, you've progressed a lot then. I mean,
Oh, yeah, a single percent.
I was going to say, last time I spoke to you, you were at 12%.
I just play every now and again for like half an hour. I just can't be able to sit with it for ages.
Sean says, bored now, one arrow does 970 points damage.
All of my what?
I do like 20 damage.
I think I'm hitting for about 100. That's about it.
There's not much difference between our levels either, really. You're like, what, level 17, is it?
17, 18, I don't know. I don't even know how I installed it anymore, do I? So I can't even go quickly, Luke.
And Brian's gone again.
It's alright, bro. We'll do this again, because this happens every week. I think I'm actually healing them rather than doing damage at the moment. Yeah, pretty much. No, Ash, Windows 95 didn't actually like the internet.
Because it didn't support it.
No.
I hate to ask this, but what level is Sean at now?
You don't
80
want
odd.
to know. Right, Sean is a level that cannot be obtained by any human being.
Isn't he still using like a free account as well?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
He's actually completed the game.
On a free account. That's messed up.
For everything there is to do in the game, he's completed. I think it's just the core bit that he's done.
He's max, he says.
Yeah, so I think it's just the core, like, story mission and obviously side missions and stuff he's done, but that doesn't leave a lot for him to do. Like, there might be a couple of vistas he may have missed, but if you're smart, you sort of pick them up as and when you go.
Yeah.
Sean says, I ain't fucking paying, it ain't that good.
You've completed the game for free.
David says, only 58 levels to go then. Oh, great, now fucking David's a higher level than us.
For fuck's sake. I'm the guild leader and everybody else is pretty much higher level than me.
I think David's saying that he's got 58 levels to go.
Yeah, and if the maximum level is 80, that means he's level 22. I'm like level 10.
I'm 17, 18, something like that, I think.
Yeah.
Sean's still got 48% left to explore, apparently.
Yeah, because you've got to find all the vistas and like hidden areas and stuff.
I was watching a video, I think it was Game Theory did one on is the MMO dead? And they were going on about, no, it's not, it's just free-to-play games as a new MMO and this, that and the other. It's like, kind of, freemium games are okay when they're not pay to win.
Yeah.
Like, I know you're going to hate me for saying this, but like, you know, the bloody Fallout Shelter was actually a good game because it was balanced and it wasn't based around buying shit to win.
Yeah. It's the same with Team Fortress 2 though.
Oh yeah, TF2 is.
Yeah, it's a bit of a hat simulator, but...
But I think that's the brilliant thing about TF2. The more you play, the more shit you acquire.
Yeah.
Or if you're me, you just don't get nothing.
David says one word, Eve.
Oh god, fucking hell, do not even talk to me about Eve.
Mate, I played Eve for 3 months and I stopped.
I want the year of my life back.
I stopped playing Eve because I was doing every fucking mission that was coming my way, and then I got to a point where I was actually strong enough to just like pod people, and I spent the majority of my time just going around podding people
Yeah, sounds fair to me.
because I'm an arse. If you don't know what podding people is, once you get to a certain level in Eve, when you're in your pod returning to the space station or whatever, you can actually be killed. I still want Star Wars Galaxies back, man.
Nah. The thing is, he won't ever come back for a simple reason. Disney own the rights to Star Wars now.
Yep. And LucasArts.
So no good games are ever going to come out with that IP anymore.
The new Battlefront doesn't look terrible.
Yeah, but it's basically Battlefield with a skin, really.
What was that free-to-play one? Phantoms or whatever it is? It was a Tom Clancy one.
I don't play Tom Clancy games because I don't like Tom Clancy.
It was something Phantoms.
Rainbow Six?
I'm not sure.
But yeah, I don't play a lot of Tom Clancy stuff because I just don't like
The
Tom
last
Clancy.
one I played was Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Vegas 2, because it had some fun co-op.
Right, 1 second. David, you don't live that far from me.
No, I will go get the train just to punch him in the face for saying that.
Right.
Oh God, not him.
I'm also going to have... The Star Wars geek in me, even though I want to disown the character, is going to have to point out that there are R's on the names.
Yeah. Tog, don't you have the admin... Oh wait, who has the admin rights to start banning people in chat? Oh wait, I do. Don't carry on with the Jar Jar stuff.
Jar Jar sucks. Mr. Jar Jar Binks, Mr. gonna ruin Star Wars.
Me's gonna get my talking lines cut in the next film.
Do you know what? Jar Jar Binks is actually a negative racial stereotype.
What?
Yeah, he is. He's complete and utter negative racial stereotype. I've met plenty of Gungans and none of them speak like him. It's bullshit.
Because Gungan lives matter, you know.
Yeah, man.
For fuck's sake.
Oh, speaking about lives mattering, let's talk about Peter.
As in the...
PETA, yeah.
Do we have to have this rant? Please. I've had this rant like 4 times on JV Live, at least.
Okay, let's talk about the Shadow Agriculture Secretary then, who has stated that meat eaters should be treated like smokers.
Yes, I remember this. You're the agricultural guy. You know, the
Lady.
guy dealing with the farmers. You know.
Lady. She's a lady.
Oh.
Well, apparently she's a lady. I don't have proof to prove this. I'm going to go on the assumption that she was wearing a dress because... Yeah, I'm not saying that if you wear a dress you're a lady. I'm just saying that the majority of people I know that wear dresses are ladies. So I'm working on the percentage of people I know. If you want to wear a...
Generalisation then.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to go out and wear a dress, that's perfectly fine by me. I would say be very, very fucking careful about buying heels. Firstly, it's very difficult to find heels in anything above about a size 7, so, they're going to be expensive. And secondly, it takes a fucking skill to walk in them.
Does anybody want to ask the main question that everybody's thinking? How do you know these things, Doc?
I know lots of things. Just put it down as things that I know that I probably shouldn't, but I do.
Yeah, like how he knows what squirrel tastes like.
Well, that's easy. You just eat squirrel and then you find
You
out.
just shoot squirrel, peel squirrel, and eat squirrel.
You can actually skin a squirrel the same way you skin a rabbit.
Yeah, they're practically the same, really.
Yeah. Small mammals are fucking brilliant.
No, it's when you get talk on about porn. That's when it gets fun.
Talking about what you were wanting to know earlier about things that have happened this week, there was the new law that came in on the 1st of October that bans smoking in cars.
Yeah, but I thought that was banned anyway. That was included in the ban.
No. It was never banned in your own vehicle. It was banned in work vehicles.
Yeah.
Whereas this new law, you can smoke in your own vehicle as long as everybody's over 18.
Yeah.
And consents.
That I don't think it's anything to do with consent. It's just age of 18.
No. It's nothing to do with consent. This is just a new law that's coming on the 1st of October that states that it's illegal to smoke in your car if there is anyone under the age of 18 inside your vehicle, unless it's an open-top vehicle.
Yeah, basically, if you've got a convertible, if you have the top down, then you can smoke. Which makes no sense to me, but hey ho.
Okie dokie. It's a good law, to be fair.
Well, yeah, it's a good, fair law, but I posted something on Facebook about this picture I saw.
Yes, I did see it. All you 22-year-olds
from
driving courses, blah blah blah.
Yeah, so now if you're a 22-year-old with a Corsair and dating a 14-year-old, you're completely fucked.
You'd be completely fucked anyway, especially when you got put inside.
But the law does not cover vaping.
Thankfully.
But yes, going back to this Shadow Agriculture Secretary, Martin, you were saying something before I went off on one about high heels and...
Yeah, the fact that the person dealing with the farmers, who tend to grow pigs, cows, and whatnot, they're basically saying that really that these farmers are complicit to murder, really. And it's just well, no, not really.
Well, in that case, then don't leave the farmer the job. Give me the cow, I'll do the job, I'll do the butchering, and I'll prepare my own meat.
Yeah, but have you seen the price of a cow?
Nowhere near what it would cost to actually buy all the meat as separate joints.
Oh, yeah, but...
Dude, imagine if we had a cow. Imagine the barbecue.
Oh, man.
There'd be chili, right? Because some of it would have to be minced anyway, right? You'd have plenty of steak, burgers. Yeah.
You're making me hungry, man, for fuck's sake.
So yes, basically what she's actually done is secured it so the Labour Party won't win the next election. Which I have no political feelings either way. I do vote. I always vote for the lesser of several evils. I will never. I will never vote for Greenpeace or the Green
Party. No, I didn't get fucked. Oh, we want to, abolish all nuclear power and all, like nuclear weapons and stuff. It's like, well, if you got rid of nuclear power, you've pretty much made sure that Earth is pretty much just going to be wiped out of all people because it's the only, well, it's the cleanest method of creating power.
It's also going in about 20 years' time going to be one of the only sustainable forms of power generation that's not wind or hydroelectric.
Which isn't really sustainable.
And wind and hydroelectric are only sustainable in certain areas of the planet. They can only actually be like Hoover Dam. Yeah. Yes, it's a fantastic little hydroelectric plant. But to actually build it, they had to move hundreds and hundreds of people out of their home because where their homes were would have been at the bottom of the dam where it would have been all flooded. It also took like 2 weeks to fucking fill.
Yeah, and it's like they also want to basically disarm all nuclear weapons. It's like nuclear weapons are the only thing stopping countries from just going, You know what? Fuck you, I'm invading. Like, all the time.
If there were no nuclear weapons, I would be a world leader.
It'd be just so easy.
Yeah. I would just declare my city my own little country, and anybody who went against it would be fucked.
That's the thing. Without nuclear weapons, I'd be able to go to Wales and go, right, I am now the leader of Wales. Well, I wouldn't do that because nobody wants to take control of Rail.
I'll take real if you take France.
Fucking no. That is not a fair deal.
No way.
Nobody wants France.
Alright, I'll take France if you take real.
See, it's still a hell of a question.
And see, now what you've got to ask yourself is, why do I want France?
Yeah, why do you want France, actually?
Why does anybody want France?
Well,
Even the French don't even like France.
I completely and utterly believe in testing weapons of mass destruction. And
You're just gonna turn France into glass, aren't you?
No.
Yes.
My favourite type of bomb is a daisy cutter. I love a daisy cutter. Anybody who doesn't know what a daisy cutter is, just Google it.
Which one is that, actually?
That's the one that actually detonates above ground, so you get no crater. So the wake of it is actually like 7 or 8 miles compared to 3.
Yeah, it's... yeah, I know which one it is now. It's basically an airburst munition.
Yeah. It's kind of the opposite of a bunker buster.
It's when you absolutely positively want to screw everybody up.
David says, we need nukes, remember them, French are only 30 miles away.
Exactly our point.
Also, apparently we should build a dam across the mouth of the Severn. Or land clearance for redevelopment, except I don't know what I would do. Oh, I know what I could do with France. I could turn France into one big hot pot, so all game developers would have one place to go.
Yeah.
And it'd just be game development capital of the world.
Yeah, but it'd still be in the place formerly known as France.
No, we'd give it a snazzy new name.
Yeah, but
So-
people would still know it used to be France.
No, because we'll change the history books.
I can't see the failure in logic there.
Just remember, the history books are always written by the winner. This is why in all your World War II history books there is nothing derogatory about the British.
Have you seen the American history books?
Oh yeah.
We won the World War II. You turned up late, for God's sake.
Ridian says, I was referred to a bunker buster once. The sex was atrocious. What? Anybody get that one? I don't get it. Everything is digital now, so easily done. See, David's with me. David, you can be my shadow secretary of history. And history is in inverted commas.
Yeah.
History is going to be a very, very loose word.
Also on the rebellion in the colonies, they only won with the help of the French and the Spanish, but the French were the ones, right? The French turned their back on us. We were supposed to be allies, and they turned their back on us. The only reason their naval ships were allowed within distance of ours is because at the time we were allies, and then all of a sudden we weren't allies, and they started... If it would have been a fair fight, we would have won.
And next up on JV Live, the history sessions.
Oh, okay, what part of history would you like to talk about?
Actually, no, JV Live, the Fuck the French episode. That's next episode. If I make next episode, it's just going to be 2 hours of just Fuck the French.
You can do the episode the week of my birthday, because I don't know if I'd be any fit state to do it.
Then it will be Fuck the French episode for sure.
I have nothing against the French.
You're a filthy liar.
I can't even lie about it. I really can't. Yeah, but I'm. This is a weird thing about me. I'm not racist in any way, shape, or form, but I really just don't like the French. The Germans, I haven't got a problem with.
Good people.
Very
Good beer,
efficient.
too.
Yes, very efficient indeed.
Also
But-
very efficient at getting cars through emissions tests in America.
Well, that's what that Peter article was about. They actually used the VW logo, which I'm surprised Volkswagen aren't suing them for, but then they overlaid it with bacon. And to be honest, if VW had done that to sell cars, I'd have bought like 10.
Oh yeah, I'd have bought a VW for that. It's like, you know, you buy a VW and you get a plate of bacon. Sold.
As long as it's proper bacon, yeah? We don't want any of this American streaky bacon shit. We
Oh,
don't want any
that bullshit.
Canadian bacon, right? We want proper bacon. Proper smoked back bacon. And the Germans know bacon. The Germans do bacon quite well.
Germans know their meats.
Yeah, lots of meats. High protein diet.
It's just meat and cheese, that's all it is, right?
Meat,
cheese, and bread. It's got your main, like, you've got your main stuff there. You've got, you know, your proteins, your carbs, and what the fuck's in cheese? You're getting your calcium, I suppose. It's pretty much a perfect diet. Then a couple of beers. You got your water.
Clean, sterilised water.
Yeah. I'm seeing no issues with this.
I'm seeing a lot of issues with Sean at the moment.
Shall I log into the admin account and just boot him for that?
I don't speak French because I saw no need to actually learn French when I was in school. I actually learned German because I'm probably more likely to interact with people from Germany than France, because German people actually get around the world and do stuff. French people just cover everything in a sauce and call it cuisine.
Yeah, pretty much.
If you have to take a prime steak and then cover it in a sauce to make it appetizing,
You fucked up.
you don't know meat. This is why I quite like Texas, because in Texas it's like, yeah, this is your steak. Do you want it seasoned? Go on then. Salt, pepper. That's it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right? As it's on the grill. Turn it once. Put it on your plate.
If a good vet can't save it, it's overdone. Simple as that.
David said calcium from the cheese, vitamin B from the beer.
Oh then, perfect.
And a decent nightlife as well, from what I remember in Germany.
Yes, very good evenings out in Germany when I've been.
I don't remember a lot, because when I was there I got pissed quite a bit. But
Yeah, cheap alcohol is a very big issue.
a very nice policeman did walk me back to the hotel. Or so I'm told by the person who was working the desk at the hotel.
Oh no, the German cops are like the most sound cops in the world. They're all fully armed, but they're just really nice.
Apparently he even found it funny that I was going around singing Deutschland, Deutschland unter aus.
Wait, isn't that the one used for the the Nazi party?
No, the Nazi party was Deutschland, Deutschland über aus.
Right.
Unter means under.
It's alright then. Because you can actually get arrested for
Yeah.
Nazi singing and stuff.
The only thing I've got against the Germans is they don't really speak about World War II very often, and I can understand why.
I can't really blame them.
No, but at the same time, what you've got to remember is a lot of the German soldiers during World War II, they didn't really want to be soldiers. They
Yeah.
didn't want to be doing what they were doing, but they didn't have a lot of choice. It was, you do this or we kill you and your family. So, I mean, that's why it was so easy to get these guys to surrender a lot of times in the trenches and stuff like that.
They'd rather not fight. They didn't want to get killed.
No.
They just wanted a hot meal and just, you know, have a smoke and chill the hell out.
Which is understandable.
Yeah. I mean, world history is a funny thing because it depends on who you talk to their interpretation of it. Like we were saying about the Americans, their world history is very, very skewed. And I think the reason for that is because up until about 250 years ago, everybody else was writing the history for them.
Yeah, they weren't even a country.
So it wasn't until they became their own country, well, I think it was about 300 years ago or whatever, that they really actually started writing their own history. And that's what amazes me. I mean, I was watching American Pickers, and they were going on about, oh yeah, this is really important to the history of America. And it was like 1908 and stuff like that. And I'm like,
I know,
oh,
there's buildings in this one-horse town older than that.
I've drunk in pubs that were around before America even existed.
Exactly.
David says 1776-ish. And I agree with the previous comment. If you do not learn from history, then you are doomed to repeat it.
Yes.
Which is generally why I don't watch back any of the videos once I've made them.
Yeah, because you go, oh, fucking hell, what the hell.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, that whole thing, I mean, we talk about 1066 like it was 100 years ago, but it's not. I mean, it's 1,000 years ago, nearly.
Yeah.
But
Near enough would make no difference.
Yeah, but we all know about it. In America, a lot of American kids these days couldn't even tell you about the Battle of Independence or actually what went on, let alone the Civil War, which happened 20 or 30 years later.
Yeah.
You know, we can talk about our civil wars.
Because there's been many, thinking about it.
Yeah. I mean, don't forget, I mean, being in Worcester, we were central to a lot of the stuff that was going on in the Civil War. A lot of the fields and stuff around us were Civil War battlefields, and we've got the commandery. David will probably attest to it. Quick question: world's largest genocide? Hint: not the Nazis. That will be the American settlers killing the American Indians.
It's either that or one of the South African ones. Can't remember which one, because there's so fucking many in South Africa.
Could be the Crusades.
Ah, yeah, Crusades, good point there.
Yep, to which one, David?
Yeah, we kind of named many genocides.
Genocide is not a good thing, but it's very important that people realise how many genocides there have been.
Yeah, everyone knows about, like, you know, the Nazis and stuff.
The Americans.
Yeah.
This is why, ladies and gentlemen, you should never trust an American.
Especially if they bring blankets. But it's also it's what I've always loved about the Americans. They're saying, like, to the Mexicans, you know, get out of our country, you know, you're immigrants and that. It's like, but all Americans are technically immigrants anyway, pretty much.
Yeah.
And it's just like, do you not see the issue here?
Well, it's like my family on both sides can be traced back to, I think, about the 1300s, something like that. So we have quite a stuck family history, and we've always been in the UK somewhere.
Yeah.
Americans can't go back that far. I mean, they can go back about 200, 300 years, and that's about it. And I mean, 200, 300 years in generations, how much is that? In 100 years, you'll be lucky to get 3 or 4 generations.
It's usually 3-4 generations in 100 years, yeah.
So, yeah, I was watching some. What was I watching? Four in the Bed, you know, that Channel 4 show they do with B&Bs and stuff. And the one family has owned this stately home for 300 years. And the thing's been built for probably about 500 years.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean now. Oh, these fucking headphones.
Yes, they were. But this is also one of the only reasons America is a world superpower, is because there was untapped resources.
Yeah, it's like pretty much one of the only places that there wasn't already, like, you know, somewhat industrialized nations, you know, tearing shit up.
Sean says, right, so that's France and America pissed off, doing well tonight. Oh, and the Welsh.
We're doing all right, you know. What's that? That's 3 countries.
Yeah.
No, well, the Welsh, the Welsh are happy.
Oh,
No, it wasn't 2-2, dear. There was a definite winner on the day.
don't worry, Talk. I'm sure I'll send you a picture tomorrow anyway. While I'm in Australia.
Is there any gripe with the Scottish?
I have no gripe with the Scottish. I love the Scottish. The Scottish will tell you how they feel, sit down and have a drink with you while they tell you how they feel, then sit down and have a drink with you afterwards.
Yes, I do like the Scottish actually.
The Scottish, you can have a fight with them and then just go pint, and just sit and have, you know, shit's done with. Have a pint.
And then you got the Irish, who is like, this is an age-old story, and a lot of people probably told it before. I went to Ireland years ago with a couple of friends. It was our sort of getaway, but we arrived in Ireland quite early in the morning. We actually finally got to the hotel we were staying in, which was also a pub, because, you know, priorities.
Yeah.
At like 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning, something like that. The owner of the pub met us at the door, bright as a daisy, lovely bloke, introduced us to his wife, took our bags up to our room, which wasn't actually ready yet because he hadn't reset it or anything, because apparently we weren't supposed to get there till 11 o'clock. His wife sat us down in the pub. She was like, would you like a tea or a coffee? The bar doesn't open till 10. Would you prefer a drink while you wait? And it's like, define drink. You know, pint of Guinness, pint of bitter. 6 of them. But then you've got to look at the UK. You can drive 30 miles down the road and everything changes.
Yeah. That's
Right.
very true.
You have literally, in the States, you've got to go over a state line for anything to change.
Yeah, you've got to drive like 6 hours
Right.
just to change.
Over
Whereas
here,
here, you could drive 6 minutes if you're driving fast enough.
we have a really diverse culture in this country, and I'm very proud of this country for what we actually do. But people don't realise how diverse we really are. I mean, Keith, you're not that far from me,
No.
but it's completely different.
Yeah.
Different but the same, somehow.
I was down your way today actually.
Were you?
Yes.
You didn't say.
No, it was only a flying visit.
Oh, where were you then?
Visiting a mutual friend of ours.
Okie dokie. I'll leave that at that while we're on a live broadcast. What time is it? It is 9:45. I think it's time we wrap this up. So would everybody like to say their goodbyes? For fuck's sake, Martin, just say
I
goodbye.
do it just piss you off. I just go silent just to piss you off. Yeah, I will say goodbye before everyone else because, you know, I'm awesome like that. I'd like to thank everyone who's been in chat, you know, chatting shit with us. Make sure to check out Oxymoron Gaming, which is the channel that we're live on, I think, if Tok did it right.
Tok did it right.
Be a goodbye from me. I might be here next week. I might not. I might just go to the pub. I'll probably go to the pub. Yeah, it's payday next Friday, so yeah, I'll be in the pub. I might actually just turn up one week just in the pub with my phone. Just sitting there having a drink.
No, you won't, because I always get in the hangout first, which would mean me having to actually send you the link.
Oh, you dick. It would be pretty funny, though. But yeah, that's a goodbye from me. You might see me next week, but it's highly unlikely.
You won't see Martin now until there's another red moon. It's true.
Yeah, probably is.
Sorry, I have stuff to do.
Not saying a word. Could have said something. Not saying a word.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say something.
Appreciate the fact that I said nothing.
You've finally grown up.
It's just getting old, mate. It's not good for you. Keith, would you like to say goodbye to the people before I actually do say something?
Thank you everyone for watching and for being in chat. We shall see you again, same time, same place next week. Without Martin probably, because he'll be too busy getting pissed. And not being on his phone. So, thank you very much. See you next week.
I would also like to say goodbye and also remind anybody watching that the more you drink, the less likely you'll be able to get it up. Thank you very much. This has been JB Live. Touchy pies.